Hi everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 10 math. We can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab, scroll down to grade 10 math, and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter 10. Lines in the coordinate plane. And the lessons we're going to cover today are coordinate plane, slopes of lines, equations of lines, and slopes of parallel and perpendicular lines. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. So here I am on grade 10 math. Let's just start with the lesson that is line in the coordinate plane. So let's just start with the first lesson that is coordinate plane review. What is the coordinates of point R? Here is the point R that has the coordinates 4 and -1. So that is 4 and -1. Let's just start with the test questions. What are the coordinates of point K? Here is point K. The point K is on the y-axis. So x is 0 and y is -1. That is 0 and -1. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is 0, -1. Option number 1 is the correct option. What are the coordinates of point W? Here is point W. Point W has the x coordinate that is -1 and the y coordinate that is 3. So the coordinates of the point W are -1 and 3. Option number 1 is the correct option, that is -1 and 3. Option number 1 is the correct option, -1 and 3. Which point has the coordinate 2, 2? X is 2, y is 2. X is 2, y is 2. So F has the coordinates 2, 2. F is the correct option. Which point has coordinates -1 and -1? -1 and -1. X is -1, Y is -1. So on the intersection of -1, -1, we have point W. So the correct option is W is the correct option. Which point has coordinates -2 and 2? X is -2 and Y is 2. That is X. The correct option is X. Option number 1 is the correct option. What are the coordinates of point V? Point V has the coordinate 3 and 4. Option number 1 is the correct option. Option number 1 is the correct option. What are the coordinates of point U? Point U has the coordinates -2 and 1. Option number 1 is the correct option. The point has the coordinates 2, 4. X is 2, Y is 4. That is, and option number 4 is the correct option. So point N has the coordinates 2 and 4. Which point has coordinates 2, 5? X is 2, Y is 5. That is S. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let's just move on to the next lesson. The next lesson is slopes of lines. Look at this graph. What is the slope? So when you have to calculate the slope of a graph, we can choose any 2 points on the graph and then we have to use a formula. So here is the 2 points on the graph. You have to use the formula that is change in y divided by change in x. So subtract the y coordinates divided by x coordinates. Let's just start with the test question. Look at this graph. What is the slope? So just select any 2 points on the graph. Here is the first one and here is the second one. So point 1 has the coordinates 30, 30 and point 2 has the coordinates 70 and 90. Let's just calculate the slope that is change in y divided by change in x. 90 minus 30 divided by 70 minus 30. So 90 minus 30 is 60 divided by 40. That is 3 over 2. So the slope of the given graph is 3 by 2. Option number 2 is the correct option. That is 3 by 2. Slope of the line that passes through 5, 5 and 7, 4. So the slope is 4 minus 5, 7 minus 2. 4 minus 5 is negative 1 over 2. That is negative 1 by 2. Option number 2 is the correct option. Look at this graph. 30, 30, 70, 90. So the slope is 60 over 40. That is 2 over 3. That is 3 over 2, not 2 over 3. Option number 2 is the correct option. That is 3 by 2. Find the slope of the line that passes through the point 10, 9, and 214. So let's just calculate the slope. That is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So that is negative 5 over 8. Option number 2 is the correct option, negative 5 by 8. Okay. Look at this graph. That is 1 over 4. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let's just move on to the next lesson. That is equations of line. Look at this graph. What is the equation of the line in slope intercept form? So the equation in slope intercept form is y equals mx plus b. So you need two things to find. M, that is slope, and b, that is m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. So first thing you need to calculate the slope, that is -1, so that negative 7x, and then b is 0. So the equation is y equals negative 7x. Let's just start with the test questions. Look at this graph. What is the equation of the line in slope intercept form? That is y equals mx plus b. So the first thing is you need to calculate the slope. So just select any 2 points and calculate the slope. The slope of the graph is 1, right? You can see the slope of the graph is 1 and the y-intercept. Y-intercept is the point where the graph is touching the graph is crossing the y-axis. So the graph is crossing the y-axis at -9. So the equation is y equals 1x minus 9 or x minus 9. So option number 2 is the correct option. Option number 2 is the correct option. That is y equals x minus 9. So just calculate the slope. The slope of the graph is what? And b is 0. So that is y equals x. Option number 1 is the correct option. Negative x. Oh, that is negative 1. The slope is negative 1. A line passes through the point 1, 3 and negative 9, 3. What is the equation in slope intercept form? So that is y equals mx plus b. So first you have to calculate the slope, that is y2 minus y1, 3 minus 3, negative 9 minus 1. So that is 0. The slope is 0. The y-intercept is the point where the graph is touching the y-axis. So that is 3. Y equals 0x plus 3. So y equals 3. So 3 is the point where graph is crossing the y-axis. Got it? Option number 2 is the correct option. There is a line that includes the point negative 4, negative 7 and the slope of 1 by 10. What is its equation in point slope form? Option number 1 is the correct option. That is y plus 7 equals 1 by 10x plus 4. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself any today. Let's just move on to the next lesson. That is slopes of parallel and perpendicular lines. Line N has a slope of negative 7 by 9. Line N is parallel to line N. What is the slope of line N? So the two lines are parallel. They have exactly the same slope. So the slope of line N is negative. The lines are parallel, so they have exactly the same slope. The slope of line N is negative 7 over 9. Let's just start with the test questions. Line T has a slope of 8 over 3. Line U is perpendicular to D. What is the slope of line U? So when two lines are parallel, when the two lines are perpendicular, their slopes are negative reciprocal. So line T has the slope 8 over 3. Then line U has a slope negative 3 over 8. That is negative reciprocal. Option number 2 is the correct option. That is negative 3 over 8. Option number 2 is the correct option. Line F has a slope of negative 5 by line. Line G is parallel to line F. What is the slope of line G? The two lines are parallel, they have exactly the same slope. Option number 2 is the correct option, that is negative 5 over 9. Line M has a slope of negative 5 by 8. Line S has a slope of negative 5 by 6. Are the lines are parallel or perpendicular? Neither the lines are parallel or perpendicular. Neither it is. Line P has a slope of 7 over 2. Line Q is perpendicular to line P. What is the slope of line Q? The lines are perpendicular, so their slopes are negative reciprocal. That is negative 2 by 7. Option number 2 is the correct option. Line U has a slope of 5 by 2. Line V has a slope of 2 by 3. Are lines U and V are parallel or perpendicular? Neither they are parallel nor perpendicular. Neither it is. Line J has a slope of 3 by 4. Line K has a parallel to line J. What is the slope of line K? parallel lines have exactly the same slope. Option number 2 is the correct option. Line Q has a slope of 2 by line. Line R is parallel to line Q. What is the slope of the line R? So parallel lines have exactly the same slope. So the slope is 2 by 9. Option number 2 is the correct option. Line F has a slope of 7 by 9. Line G is perpendicular to F. What is the slope of line G? Perpendicular lines have the slope that is negative reciprocal, so that is negative 9 by 7. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself today. Let's just move on to next lesson. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself today. Let me just move on to the next lesson. That is equations of parallel and perpendicular lines. Let's just start the test questions. Line Q has an equation of y equals 4 by 9x plus 2. Line R includes the point negative 7, negative 3 and is parallel to line Q. What is the line of equation R? So you are given the line y equals 4 by 9x plus 2 and the line includes the point negative 3, 7, negative 3 and is parallel to line Q. So the lines are parallel. That means the line R has the slope that is 4 over 9, right? Now use this point and calculate the value of B. So that is y equals 4 by 9x plus B. X is negative 7. Negative 3 equals 4 over 9 times negative 7 plus B. We need to calculate B, right? So negative 4 times 7 times 4 is negative 28. Negative 3 equals negative 28 over 9 plus B. Then subtract it on the other side. Negative 3 plus 28 over 9 equals B. So negative 27 plus 28 over 9 equals B. So B equals 1 over 9. So equation number 2 is the correct option. That is y equals 4 by 9x plus 1 over 9. Option number 2 is the correct option. So option number 2 is the correct option. That is 4 by 9x plus 1 over 9. Line U has an equation of y equals x plus 3 by 10. Line V has the point that includes 7, negative 2 and is perpendicular to line U. What is the equation of line V? Okay, so the lines are perpendicular, right? So their slopes are negative reciprocal. So that means the slope of line V is negative 1, right? Because the slope of line U is 1. So then the slope of line V is negative 1. V is negative 1. Use the point and calculate the V. That is y equals negative 1 x plus b. So x is negative 2, y is negative 2, x is 7 plus b. So b equals negative 2 plus 7. That is 5. B equals 5. So option number 2 is the correct option. That is y equals negative x plus b. Option number 2 is the correct option. That is y equals negative x plus 5. The equation of line S is y equals negative 5x plus 7. Line T, which is perpendicular to line S, includes the point negative 5 to what is the equation of line T? So which is the correct option? The lines are perpendicular. So their slopes are negative reciprocal. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is y equals 1 by 5x plus 3. Line B has an equation y equals negative 1 by 6x minus 8. Line Q is parallel to line P and passes through 2 negative 1. What is the equation of line Q? Option number 2 is the correct option. Oh, option number 1 is the correct option. The equation of line P is y equals negative 3x plus 2. Line Q includes the point 6, negative 4, and is perpendicular to line P. What is the equation of line Q? Option number 1 is the correct option. Oh, that's option number 2. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself and today. So we were working on grade 10 math. The chapter we're working on is lines in the coordinate plane, and the lessons we have covered today are coordinate plane, slopes of line, equations of line, so slope of parallel and perpendicular line, and equations of parallel and perpendicular line. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session. So if you need more help with any of the lessons, you can simply click on the live chat button. Tutors are available there to help you. Or either you can write down the question in the chat box. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have. So you can please ask questions if you have any. Okay, then that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye everyone.